Ok, je vais commencer. Alors, ladies and gentlemen, vážené dámy a pánové, mesdames et messieurs, chers partenaires, chers supporters de la communauté Victoria VR, chers amis, bonjour. Nous sommes très ravis de pouvoir être ici aujourd'hui à Paris, dans cette ville extraordinaire, et de pouvoir participer à ce salon qui se tient dans les enceintes historiques du carreau du Temple, ici dans le très beau Marais. Pour notre part, nous débarquons donc de Prague, ici pour vous montrer sur ce camp de travail quelle est notre vision, quelle est notre approche et surtout qu'est-ce que vous pouvez envisager de faire avec Victoria VR et quelles sont les opportunités qui vous attendent avec nous. Vous auriez également l'occasion de parler à mes collègues qui sont venus nombreux de Prague, nos spécialistes qui développent le projet de Victoria VR. Donc n'hésitez pas à échanger quelques idées avec sur comment le monde de Victoria étant construit. Mais avant de commencer, nous devons remercier les organisateurs de cet événement, en particulier Olivier Godest, Cindy Guez, qui ne sont pas là, malheureusement, et tous et toutes qui ont participé à la construction de notre stand et à l'organisation de cet événement. On salue donc cette coopération franco-tchèque au niveau européen. Mine de rien, après la présidence française de l'Union européenne, ça sera en effet aux Tchèques de prendre le relais. Donc espérons que ça va se passer aussi bien. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous remercie pour votre attention. Je vais désormais vous montrer comment le projet de Victoria VR a commencé en 2018 et vous allez voir les différentes étapes au bout des 4 dernières années. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous invite donc tous et toutes à nous venir voir à notre stand. Nous serons très très heureux de vous accueillir là-bas. Je vous remercie pour votre attention. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now show a very interesting picture of what was Victoria VR 4 years ago. Please enjoy.
Hello, my name is Adam Ben, and together with Andy, we would like to share with you our story of Victoria VR.
Victoria VR is the first open-world MMORPG with realistic graphics, story-driven gameplay, and play-to-earn quests. Experience the complete immersion into the Metaverse through virtual reality and the legendary Unreal Engine, allowing for stunning visuals and gameplay. However, the MMORPG aspect is only the beginning. We're planning to bring about the next evolution of the digital world to create a live-to-earn place where people can meet in person, work, showcase, and trade real-world goods and services. There is currently nothing close to our product on the market. Victoria VR is a blockchain-based world owned and built by its users. Any in-game asset, item, land, building, resources, or wearables will be its own NFT. Our metaverse features an intuitive, easy-to-use builder. With its help, users can create anything they set their mind to, from formidable palaces to digital art, harnessing the immense potential of Unreal Engine. We aim to inspire a new generation of digital entrepreneurs, merchants, architects, artists, designers, and celebrities to conquer this new world of opportunities made possible by Victoria VR. Since our beginnings in early 2018, Victoria VR has undergone a massive expansion. From considerable research and our initial planning stages, over designing and testing of our first virtual polygons, to now more than 70 people working from a 12,000 square meter office, it's been a hell of a ride. So far, we've hired 69 developers, and we're planning to grow the team up to 300 staff working directly on the development of the project. more developers, architects, designers, modelers, artists, voice actors, etc. to reach our high-quality standards. Thanks to our unique technical design, we've been able to install 21 kilometers of Cat7 cable, power PowerScale servers and high-end workstations, boosting efficiency by 60%. Victoria VR's ecosystem is powered by its native utility and governance token, VR. This token can be used to purchase VR lands, resources, tickets, skins, and other virtual items, as well as to decide the future of the entire ecosystem and be part of the Victoria VR decentralized autonomous organization. Apart from allowing VR token holders to own a piece of the ecosystem, it also provides exciting earning opportunities. Staking and mining by participation in quests. Minting and selling NFTs on the big market. Creating new applications that users pay to access. Advertising real-world products and services. Or simply leasing your VR land. Victoria VR makes it possible to earn while being engaged in a visually stunning virtual world at the same time. Our long-term vision is to become a full-fledged DAO, an organic, self-sustaining virtual ecosystem and economy, governed by its user base. A place where real-world limitations don't apply. Build impossible structures. Create complex 3D art. Turn off gravity. Or dive headfirst into a virtual picture. The possibilities are truly endless.
Magnifique, hein? Amazing. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est un grand honneur maintenant d'inviter sur la scène le cofondateur du projet Adam Bem. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to welcome to the stage and leave the floor to the COO, Adam Bem, the co-founder, and who is going to give you a picture of our great company. Thank you.
Hello, Virtuality Paris. How are you guys? Woo! I'm Adam Bem, co-founder and COO of Victoria VR. And I will be presenting you how we see the future of the Metaverse and what we are creating in Victoria VR. It's amazing, right? We started 2018 in one small office with Andrzej Dobruski, Andy, the CEO and co-founder of Victoria VR. We literally lived in the office, work day and night, and wait for the right time. When is the time to start working on virtuality? And the time is now. So, what we are creating? Right now, we have already almost 100 developers. And thanks to our amazing backers and supporters, we are expanding. We are hiring new staff all the time. You saw the video, that's 1,200 meters square office we already double up. We have 2 times more bigger office. And right now, we are talking to government so we can expand to other countries, so we can diversify the development itself. By the way, we started to creating Metaverse before it was cool, right? 2018. So what we are creating, what is the Metaverse, and what is Victoria VR? So we are creating virtual world in virtual reality, virtual world game in virtual reality, with realistic graphics connected to blockchain built on Unreal Engine. So what we are doing exactly? We are connecting 3 most important parts. The first one is virtual reality. Virtual reality is changing the world. It's just at the beginning, but it's changing the world. Blockchain is changing the world, and it's also at the beginning. And gaming, it already changed the world. Gaming is huge already, right? So, virtual reality. Virtual reality is changing the world not just in the gaming because of the immersive experience, but virtual reality is changing everything. It's not just for a gaming. It's a new internet, 3D internet. Everything is going digital, right? So everything is go from 2D experience to 3D experience. Now is the time, now it's happening. Because now we have the headsets finally. Now we have the engines. So in the future, you will not scroll down on the eShop, but you will literally be in the shop and you will buy stuff from your living room. After this happen, and is happening right now, the whole internet will be boring. This is what we are creating. The thing is, before it was expensive and it wasn't be that easy to create website at the beginning. Now everybody have a website, right? All the companies have website. Everybody have e-shops. Without that, you are not company right now. This will be same. So what we are doing, we are creating tools so everybody can create their own experience, shop or showroom or whatever. And we are connecting it to the game. Why game? Why I'm using game, but it's not a game. But right now we are targeting game and gamers to create game that wasn't possible before. We are connecting together all the best ideas and parts from all the games and movies together to create the best game ever to have the user base. So when you create there something, the users are key, right? And we will have them here because they will be playing and they will not just have the best experience because gaming in virtual reality is on another level. When you try it, you don't want to play on PC or mobiles anymore. But at the same time, you will get rewarded with rewards that you can connect to the real world, to fiat money to buy a car, house, or to pay a rent. I will show you now the video, how it looks in our world. What is Victoria VR right now? I hope I will put there the voice also. And then I will comment it. So this is how it looks. Thank you. Thank you. So this is the first taste how it looks to live in Victoria VR in the Metaverse. So what do you see there? We are creating game to attract the users, to have the user base. We are creating MMORPG, by the way. So you are not just getting rewarded, but you are leveling up. Okay? Keep talking. You will see in the background some footage from our game, from our world. So in our world, you can buy land and build there anything you want. Everything you can do in our world, you can do in virtual world. And you can even make it better. You don't have to build showroom with the cars, for example, physically in our world. You can make it virtually and have all the cars in one small place there. And at the same time, you don't have to pay the salaries to employment. You don't have to pay the rent. You don't have to put there new cars. And at the same time, there could be 1 million users, customers at the same time in one office. So you'll be able to put your business in our world, but at the same time, when you buy land, you can use it for a gaming purpose. We are creating a game, MMORPG. There are 5 resources you will need. You will need it for building, crafting, for everything. Every gamer will need it. And you can mine these resources manually, for example, on a beach with a shovel. Literally, you will just mine the sand. And you can then sell the sand for VR tokens, which is the only currency in our world. and then sell it for someone who want to build something and he don't want to play game. If someone want to go to your shop, your office or whatever, he doesn't have to play the game, but we will have the user there. The idea is you can, this is our big market by the way, that you can try in our booth. So the resources you can mine manually or automatically. You will buy land and put there the miners. So you can create kind of passive income in our game. The thing is that you can leverage also the gaming aspects. As said, we are now targeting to gamers. And our competitors, we want to be bigger than, and we will be bigger than World of Warcraft. We will be bigger than Fortnite. We are not another crypto project. We are not another game. What we are doing is not a game. The game is small part. The blockchain is small part. We are creating the new world when you will be able to create anything and do anything. The blockchain aspect in our game is, so you buy land, you create a showroom, you can connect it to our world. So you can sell the goods from our physical world over there. And at the same time, everything you create, everything you have, it's on blockchain as an NFT. So even us, you will create a shop, and even us, we cannot take it from you back. We cannot stop you. We cannot say you are the real owner, because it's as NFT, non-fungible token. You have it. You have all rights. That's the idea of the blockchain. So to recapitalization everything, virtual reality is changing the world, right? Blockchain is changing the world, but we are at the beginning in both of these. And gaming is the main catalyst for the mass adoption. And that's what we are doing. Right now, I would love to invite on the stage the angel investor or dear partner from Silicon Valley, the legend from gaming industry, who was director for 11 years for Electronic Arts Latin America, Valle. Reyes.
Gracias. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to do this in Spanish, so I hope you're ready. I'm kidding. I'm doing this in French. I'm also kidding. I'm doing this in English, in bad English. I'm originally from Mexico, so I apologize in advance for my lack of grammar. So yeah, we are really, really excited to be here with Victoria VR. My name is Mario Valle. I am a 24-year gaming executive. I've been working in video games. That's all I know. I left a career in electronic arts after 11 years, first in Latin America, then in Silicon Valley as Director of Global Corporate Development, because I saw this coming. In 2014, I decided to leave a company that had everything on gaming to start exploring VR after I tried that thing that you already know called Oculus. At that time, Oculus was only a startup, and I knew it was going to change the world. Fast forward, and I am at the beginning of 2021 doing things on a virtual gallery that we have in the fund that is called Altered Ventures, and I ended up in Victoria VR website. I sent an email, get in touch with this guy, couple of calls, and we fell in love. What I'm going to talk to you about is, I think that you already saw what Victoria VR is and will be. I'm going to leave a little bit about talking about Victoria VR, and I'm going to explore a thing that is a little bit more generic, a little bit more of general interest. How many of you are related actively with brands, either brand director, marketing executive, CEO from a marketing company? I want to see hands. Okay, how many game developers or developers at any function of the virtual world of Metaverse? Showing hands. Couple, perfect. Okay, so this talk is about how brands and businesses can leverage the metaverse around what is happening right now. If you want to touch base after my talk, these are my Twitter. I don't use email, I use WhatsApp and Twitter. So if you can reach me via Twitter, those are my nicknames. And I will be happy to meet you either in Twitter or in the booth after the talk. Do you remember who made this legendary interview? Who remember who made this interview that was amazing? And if you haven't seen this interview, I invite you to go to YouTube and take a look to this interview, which is great. She did. The name is Kara Swisher, and by far, she is the most powerful woman in Silicon Valley. She is a reporter, a news director, a content creator, and pretty much one of the most intelligent and smart people that I have ever met. He said that to really understand the metaverse, you just need to take a look to what games have been doing for the last 30 years. So I'm going to leave you this talk with 3 takeaways. First takeaway is related to Kara Swisher quote. This is gaming. This is gaming since the 70s. Take a look not only to the growth, but take a look to the different colors. And take a look to the different revenue pushers or revenue stream platforms that have been driving the industry. If I would tell you back in '97 that the future of gaming was mobile, you would laugh at me, right? You would say you're an idiot, Mario. If I would tell you that that color over there, VR, is the future of gaming, you may laugh at me, but I will laugh at the end. This is gaming. A lot of people is surprised to know that gaming has surpassed music and film, but this is not new. This happened for the first time in 2003. And actually, in a year of crisis, in 2008, gaming for the first time ever was more valuable than film and music together. 2008. In 2017, the same happened. Not even combining film and industry and music twice, get at the same level of gaming. So if you believe that gaming is not an important industry in 2022, I think that you're doing it wrong. If you don't think that the amazing growth that the industry had in 2020 compared to 2019, which was, by the way, 23% year over year because of the pandemic, and if you don't know that $180 billion is just software and hardware, it doesn't take into account esports revenue, sponsorship-related revenue around gaming, game creators, right? YouTube, influencers around gaming, Twitchers, etc. Because if we had that into account, the video game industry would be close to $300 billion today. So, the first takeaway that I want to leave you with is gaming is important. Yes, metaverse. Woo. Gaming is the most important entertainment and tech industry in the world. And for brands and for marketing purposes, you need to account and take into account these numbers and compare to those other entertainment phenomenons. Gaming sits in 4th place in terms of the size of the audience that it reaches. Game streaming, 747 million people. Esports audience, 465 million people. Is more people than the majority of the big sports. A total audience of 1.2 billion. But the total worldwide gamers is 3.2 billion. Mario, gaming is for kids. No. I don't know if you know this, but there are more women playing games 18 and above than men playing games 18 and below. Think about that. The average age of a gamer right now is more than 35 years old. So if you still believe that gaming is for kids, this takeaway is for you. If you are a brand and you still have nothing to do with video games, but still want to participate in that thing called the metaverse, you are doing it wrong. You need to get familiar with games. You need to learn the dynamics of the industry. You need to hire game developers. You need to know what the heck Unity and Unreal is. It doesn't matter if you're a brand director or a marketing professional. And of course, you need to get in touch with Victoria VR for some other things. I need to do a little bit of advertising, of course. So, second takeaway. I'm not sure if I'm running out of time, but I'm going to push the accelerator here. Second takeaway. Believe me, I know that a lot of you are going to laugh at me, but we are here in VR. And if you believe that this is it, I will remind you that this is not it. Because when that was a trend, if I told you that you were going to be able 25 years later to see a video in your screen, in your phone, and to record this talk, you would laugh at me. So the next time that you try a headset, think about this keyword. Hardware cycles are not platform cycles. We are in a hardware cycle, and hardware cycles are difficult. Platforms change the world. Mobile had to go through a lot of painful hardware cycles. Do you remember the StarTAC? I'm an old guy, as you can see. Do you remember the StarTAC? Do you remember the Treo? Do you remember the Palm Pilot? Do you remember the Newton? Do you remember the Motorola? Do you remember the BlackBerry? Okay, so those were hardware cycles. But then suddenly, this thing came and changed the F world, right? So, think about that. We are there. Be patient, invest, learn, get in. The pool is ready, it's warm, and there's not a lot of people yet. And I'm not saying this only because I've been working in the industry for more than 20 years. I'm saying this because this is something that you know. If you work in marketing and you work in brand development, this is something that is not new to you. PricewaterhouseCoopers is saying for the third year in a row that VR is the shit. VR is the future, even on top of video games. But VR is not only headsets. VR and XR and AR are going to be huge. This is only US numbers. Take a look to this CAGR, cumulative average growth rate, from now to 2028. 18%. How many industries are growing 20% year over year in average? How many industries are going to grow 44% in average from here to 2028? And this is only US. AR is already here, but we don't know it yet. Because there are how many devices AR ready out there? Billions. It's not only about headsets on the VR side. I give you that. VR is still new. The install base of Meta Quest is still very slow, right? HTC, I think that I'm the owner of the 1 of 10 that they are in the world, right? Sorry, HTC, no, nothing against you. But definitely this is happening. When it's happening, I don't know and I don't care. This is happening, and believe me, this will happen. The question is, are you going to come late to that party, or are you going to come early, even when the hardware cycle is boring and dangerous and sloppy? Because imagine all this happening, but at the same time, having in the world something that completely changed the dynamic of living, working, learning, and being in this planet. Unfortunately, it was the pandemic, but the pandemic changed the dynamic forever. So the future is not going to be immersive, it's going to be remote. It's going to be completely hybrid. It's going to be completely, the world is going to be completely filled with nomads. And those nomads are going to access their thing, not throughout this big thing, but other platforms, other phenomena. So the second takeaway is, if you're a brand, you must be ready for disruption. But disruption is not coming only because of the hardware disruption. It's not only because the immersive technology. It's because the opportunities of new business models, new business dynamics that will be at our disposal and that will emerge because of immersion. And and because of the remote and hybrid phenomenon as well. And the impact of this in the way we live, the way we work, the way we learn, and yes, the way we buy things. And that is called opportunity. That is the new internet again. This is 1994 all over again, ladies and gentlemen. Last takeaway. I already said that. I'm an old guy. I remember this. Who remember CompuServe in this form? Please raise your hand. Don't leave me alone. Do you remember CompuServe at this in 1994? CompuServe was an online service that gave you internet access, but at the same time, they gave you all this. You have finance, news, travel, entertainment, sports, media, email, blah, 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 blah. And do you remember who else tried to do that big time and became, for a little while, the biggest media company in the world? America Online. And they did the same, right? Kids only, sports, style, marketplace. Please connect to my internet. I am encapsulating the internet for you, and I'm giving you the best experience ever. Where is CompuServe and where is America Online today? They're fucking dead. The open internet won the battle, at least for a while, right? Then we had another kind of monopolies and another kind of phenomena that are not the topic of this talk. But even if you think what happened in 1998, thank you so much, you saved the day. Thank you. But even if you think in terms of portals, do you remember portals? This is 1998, Yahoo France, I did that. They were trying to, prepare the internet for you, curate the internet for you, give you content, catalogs, categories. This even didn't work at the end. Why? Sooner or later. And it's not about blockchain. It's about nature. One of the things that is happening right now when it comes to blockchain, though, is the virtual real estate phenomenon, right? The decentralization of the real estate phenomenon in the physical world transferred, thanks to blockchain, into the virtual and digital world. So this is the growth only in 2020 and 2021 on virtual land owners. And this is the growth in both years in terms of virtual land value. But something has been lost in the last few months, maybe, because of this explosion. And being in the industry, and being in the industry for many, many years, I've seen this effervescence many times. And I think that the opportunity out there for everybody, including brands and marketing companies, etc., is to remember that, yes, virtual real estate is one of the main entrances to get into the metaverse phenomenon, but it's not about land only. And this is actually something that is not new for us. The value of real estate in the real world, the value of this beautiful place, is not because of the land per se. The value of real estate in the real world is not because of the land speculation. It's because what happens in that land over time. And this is something that these guys know, and this is why the moment I spoke with them, I knew that this was not only a new kind of crypto project world around virtual real estate. Because what Victoria VR wants is to create a platform where people like me or companies like mine can do whatever they want. And this is something that I started to work before knowing Victoria VR, but when we met, it was kind of completely natural fit, because I already had a virtual office. I already had my own metaverse. We already had an Altered Adventures gallery, and this is what it is. Actually, I'm going to just forget the audio, just to talk about what we built. This is in Unreal, and we have done in Unreal, because this was first in Unity, we've done this in Unreal because of Victoria VR. This is the Altered Adventures office that is going to be in Victoria VR. This was not built by Victoria VR. This was built by one of our companies. But this is going to live in Victoria VR. And this is my website, right? I am already preparing some chambers in this gallery that will allow startups, game developers, esports players, esports teams, even influencers to pitch me and to pitch the fund, but in a virtual way. The last Investors Day that I had, a live event, happened here. We're working with other brands, and we are inviting them at no cost to launch products there for their own communities. And this is something that is Victoria VR ready. So it's not about, again, the land. It's about what will happen in those lands. And one of the most interesting things that Victoria VR has is they know that the future is cross-chain. They know that the future is going to be open, and they want not to invite, brands to launch. They don't want to repeat the America Online and the CompuServe thing. They want to be a platform where you are able to do things like this. So, just to recapitulate and to end, when it comes to brands, and this is just a small example of an NFT that I have, one of many. This is an Steve Aoki NFT that I bought early in 2021. And now this NFT allowed me to get into an Aoki-verse. I'm a fan of Steve Aoki. And this Aoki-verse is kind of like an exclusive club in which NFT holders from Steve Aoki can have a lot of perks and a lot of kind of VIP treatment. And that kind of things is going to be very friendly to include and to incorporate into Victoria VR as well. So there's a lot of things going on out there, right? How many play-to-earn games and studios have you heard about after the Axie Infinity phenomenon? Hundreds. Hundreds. It's kind of like the new .com, right? Everybody is saying like, yes, let's go, copy-paste, same business model, same thing happening, let's do it, let's repeat the template. And it's getting boring, to be honest with you. This is not adding value to consumers, and this is not adding value to brands, not at all to brands. There are some interesting projects in play to earn, but the future is not play to earn, ladies and gentlemen. Third and last takeaway. If you are a brand and you want to jump successfully into this thing called the Metaverse, you need to understand that virtual real estate is only the beginning. It's only the first step into the big, huge opportunity of exploring what will really change the world. What will really change the world is not play to earn. What will really change the world, because of all the things that I already explained, is what we call live to earn. Where? In a parallel universe. Where? In the digital and virtual world. Not to play games only, but imagine that you are an Uber driver and you make X amount of money in the week in exchange of working X amount of money of X amount of hours. You will have the opportunity, the real opportunity. This is not sci-fi. This is not Ready Player One. This is something that will happen. You will have the opportunity to make additional money, additional income, forging weapons in a virtual world. Weapons that only you know how to do it, and you are kind of famous in that specific place in Victoria VR, where you are able to win and earn VR tokens. That's only one small example about what we call live to earn. It's not only about games, it's about finding ways in the immersive worlds to make not only money, but to make contributions. So a big revolution is coming. A big phenomenon is coming. I invite you to come to the booth and take a look to the demo that these guys have prepared. I invite you to come to the booth and talk with us. There's a good champagne upstairs. And let's talk about what you can build in Victoria VR, what the vision of Victoria VR is to offering brands and businesses, because it's not about, again, a metaverse that has a partnership proposal for a brand to come and to launch something. Yeah, that template is fun, but it's not about that. It's not about the AOL and CompuServe phenomenon. It's about what you can do by your own. And that's something that Victoria VR has very, very clear from the beginning. They're building a platform. They're building an agnostic platform for the future. So let's talk about these potential ideas. I want to thank you for your time. I don't know, we don't have time for questions, but I will be more than happy to either talk more in Twitter, or I will be upstairs in Victoria VR Fund, in Victoria VR booth. I will call again Adam to close it or say something, because I don't know what to say anymore.
Hello. Thank you, Mario. I had two very important announcements and I forgot them both because I was nervous. This is my first time on the podium. Thank you.
He did great. He did great.
So the first one, Mario is not just an angel investor, but thanks to our synergies, we are very proud and happy that we are announcing that Mario is our Chief Strategy Officer, the core member of the team.
Very proud and happy to help on that front, man.
Thank you. And the second one, it was there the slide before. We are announcing, because we know that virtual reality is the future, but at the same time we are at the beginning, right? So we are already working on the PC and mobile versions. So we are working on cross-platform. So people can play the game or have the experience in our world through the mobile and play with someone who is in VR and in PC and mobiles. So this is the second important announcement. And please now, I want to invite on the stage Andrzej Dobruski, Andy, the CEO, my dear friend and co-founder of Victoria VR. Come here. Everything here is, we started 2018, thanks to this guy.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Actually, I'm not big fan of public speeches. It can be short, right? I want only invite you all of us, to our booth, okay? For first taste, our metaverse. Please.
Come to our booth. Let's talk the business. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Virtuality. Thank you.
Looking for myself, I'm staring at my shadow. Am I gonna be safe in getting through tomorrow? When I throw me down, you could lead me to the side. You still raising me up, but when I look aside,